From 1904 the administration of orders of chivalry has been overseen by the Central Chancery of the Orders of Knighthood. The creation of the Order of the British Empire, now the largest order of chivalry in the UK honours system, in 1917 enabled appointments to the wider population, with people from all backgrounds being recognised for their outstanding contribution to arts, literature, science and, at the time, the war effort. At present, the four main orders of chivalry administered by the Central Chancery are, the Order of the Bath, the Order of St. Michael and St. George, the Royal Victorian Order, the Order of the British Empire. Details of each order, including the history, events, and services of active orders, can be found via the left-hand menu. An Order of Chivalry, Order of Knighthood, Chivalric Order, or Equestrian Order is a society, fellowship and college of knights, typically founded during or inspired by the original Catholic military orders of the Crusades, c. 1099 to 1291, and paired with medieval concepts of ideals of chivalry. Since the 15th century, orders of chivalry, often as dynastic orders, began to be established in a more courtly fashion than could be created ad hoc. These orders would often retain the notion of being a confraternity, society, or other association of members, but some of them were ultimately purely honorific and consisted of a medal decoration. In fact, these decorations themselves often came to be known informally as orders. These institutions in turn gave rise to the modern-day orders of merit of sovereign states. An order of knights is a community of knights composed by order rules with the main purpose of an ideal or charitable task. The original ideal lay in monachus et miles, monk and knight, who in the order, ordo, Latin for order/status, is dedicated to a Christian purpose. The first orders of knights were religious orders that were founded to protect and guide pilgrims to the Holy Land. The knightly orders were characterized by an order-like community life in poverty, obedience, and chastity, which was linked with charitable tasks, armed pilgrimage protection and military action against external and occasionally internal enemies of Christianity. Examples are the Knights Templar, Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, officially called the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre of Jerusalem, founded in 1090, the Order of St. John and the Order of Malta. These communities only became orders in the sense of canon law through papal recognition of their own binding rules of order and through the dissolution of ecclesiastical diocesan organizations. In addition to the religious orders of knights, courtly orders of knights emerged in many European royal houses from the middle of the 14th century. This enabled the monarchs and princes to create a reliable household power independent of the church and to combine their court life with knightly virtues. During this time, the Burgundian court culture was leading, and so the Order of the Golden Fleece, founded there in 1430, was for many a model in the sense of a princely order based on the ideals of Christian chivalry. In the course of time, many orders of knights have been dissolved due to a lack of people or the field of activity has changed. So in many areas the charitable aspect and nursing came to the fore. There were also dissolutions for political reasons, such as the Knights Templar in 1312 or many orders of knights as opposition by Nazi Germany. While the Knights Templar was not re-established, some orders were reactivated after the end of World War II and the fall of the Iron Curtain. There are repeated attempts to revive or restore old orders of knights. Often, old knight orders are used today to honor personalities. For example, the British Queen Elizabeth II regularly appointed new members to the Order of the British Empire in the 21st century. In Central Europe, for example, the Order of St. George, whose roots also go back to the so-called last knight Emperor Maximilian I, was reactivated by the House of Habsburg after its dissolution by Nazi Germany. Meanwhile, to this day, deserved personalities in Republican France are highlighted by being awarded the Knight of the Legion of Honor. In contrast, the Knights of the ecclesiastical orders of knights such as the Sovereign Military Order of Malta and the Order of St. John mainly devote themselves to social tasks, nursing and care. Most orders created since the late 17th century were no longer societies and fellowships of knights one who followed a common mission but were established by monarchs or governments with the specific purpose of bestowing honors on deserving individuals. In most European monarchies, these new orders retained some outward forms from the medieval orders of chivalry, such as rituals and structure, but were in essence orders of merit, mainly distinguished from their republican counterparts by the fact that members were entitled to a title of nobility. While some orders required noble birth, such as the Order of Saint Stephen of Hungary, established in 1764, others would confer a title upon appointment, such as the Military Order of Max Joseph, established in 1806, while in yet other orders only the top classes were considered knights, such as in the Order of Saint Michael and Saint George, established in 1818. Orders of merit which still confer privileges of knighthood are sometimes referred to as orders of knighthood. As a consequence of being not an order of chivalry but orders of merit or decorations, some republican honors have thus avoided the traditional structure found in medieval orders of chivalry and created new ones instead, e.g. the Order of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany, the Decoration for Services to the Republic of Austria, or the Legion of Merit of the United States. Each of these ranks wear insignia, usually badge, often enameled, on a ribbon. Typically these insignia are worn from a sash in the case of the senior ranks, around the neck for the middle ranks, see also neck decorations, and on the left chest for the lower grades. Many orders use insignia in the form of a cross, but there may also be stars, and military awards may have crossed swords added onto the insignias. Ladies may wear the badge on a bow on the left chest. In orders following the example set by the French Legion of Honor, the two highest classes also wear a star, or plaque, on the chest. In special cases the senior class may wear the badge on a collar, which is an elaborate chain around the neck. In certain countries with feudal heritage the higher ranks, usually at least the Grand Cross, may have vestments proper to them, including a robe or mantle and a hat. An example of such a modern-day order is the Order of the British Empire. The French Legion of Honor democratized the honor systems of orders of chivalry and merit in the sense of formally omitting both the expectations of nobility on admittees while also no further implying the same status on previously non-noble conferees. Yet some orders may still expect noble ancestry on the part of recipients, such as the Sovereign Military Order of Malta and those of the Alliance of the Orders of St. John of Jerusalem. Others may continue to imply conferral of nobility on any admittee, whether hereditary or personal, such as in some of the cases of dynastic orders conferred by the House of Bavaria or the House of Imperial Russia. Some organizations claim to be chivalric orders but are actually private membership organizations that have not been created by a state or a reigning monarch. The answer to the question of whether an order is legitimate or not varies from nation to nation. François Veld wrote an order of knighthood is legitimate if it is defined as legal, recognized and acknowledged as such by a sovereign authority. Within its borders, a sovereign state does as it pleases. Most, if not all, modern states have honorific orders and decorations of some kind, and those are sometimes called orders of knighthood. Exactly what makes one order legitimate and another self-styled or false is a matter of debate, with some arguing that any monarch, reigning or not, or even the descendants of such can create an order, while others assert that only a government with actual internationally recognized authority has such power, regardless of whether that government is republican or monarchical in nature. Historically, nobility and knights have also formed orders of knighthood. The Noble Order of St. George of Rougemont is a baronial order, and the Ordre de la Pomme d'Or was founded by 14 knights in Auvergne in 1394. In addition to the orders of Bath, St. Michael, and St. George, Royal Victorian Order and the Order of the British Empire, there are 4 additional orders of chivalry in the UK honours system. The Most Noble Order of the Garter. The Order of the Garter was founded by Edward III of England in 1348 and is the most senior order of knighthood in the British honours system. Appointment to the order is at the discretion of the sovereign, in recognition of their national contribution for public service or for person service to the sovereign. The order is limited to 24 living recipients, and each year the order is celebrated with a procession at service within Windsor Castle. The most ancient and most noble Order of the Thistle. The current Order of the Thistle was founded in 1687 by James VII of Scotland, revising an earlier order. Appointment to the order is at the discretion of the sovereign alone, and is closely associated with Scotland. The order is limited to 16 living recipients and is celebrated with a service at St. Giles Kirk in Edinburgh. The Order of Merit was established on June 26, 1902 by Edward VII to recognize distinguished service in the armed forces, science, art, and literature. Admission remains the personal gift of the sovereign, His Majesty King Charles III, and is restricted to 24 living recipients. From its inception the order has been open to women, with Florence Nightingale the first to receive the honor in 1907. The Order of the Companions of Honor, founded on June 4, 1917 by King George V as a reward for outstanding achievements. The insignia of the order is in the form of an oval medallion, surmounted by a royal crown with a rectangular panel depicting an oak tree, a shield with the royal arms of the United Kingdom hanging from one branch, and on the left, a mounted knight in armor. The motto of the order: in action faithful and in honor clear. Chapel of the Order. The Chapel Royal at Hampton Court Palace was recently associated with the order, and they welcome members to request the use of the chapel for the following opportunities. Weddings, marriage ceremonies are offered to companions of the order and their children and grandchildren only. Stepchildren may also be married, as long as their parent is married to the companion. Baptism ceremonies are offered to companions of the order and their children only. Stepchildren may also be married, as long as their parent is married to the companion. Memorial services are offered to all companions of the order. Thank you for watching this video.